Welcome to Grafikmetal, where rock, metal, and extreme metal is celebrated with design in mind. I'm your host, Veer Von Wright, and this is the top 43 songs by Megadeth, according to Grafikmetal. This will be a multi-part series as we pay tribute and celebrate this incredible and important legacy band, part of the Big Four. They have touched so many souls in heaven, present, and in hell throughout the globe. Yours truly feels blessed to have been a part of this band throughout their entire career. It's almost like I've lived riff by riff as they have built a legacy that is almost unmatched, right? So there are so many thoughts, so many tributes, so many, just want to celebrate with this band as they look to come to an end. They will be releasing their final studio album. How cool is this as their self-titled? How many bands get to say this? They have that long of a career and get to end with a self-titled release. How badass is that? And then they'll be entering their farewell tour. And again, we don't know for certain, right? But for all intents and purposes, it looks and seems like this will actually be the end. Unlike, Slayer and every other band. Right? So we'll see how this goes. But it doesn't change the fact that that's why we're here. That's why we're taking the time. This doesn't change that the schedule of the end of the year episodes are still happening. This is bonus content, so to speak, right? It's freaking Megadeth after all. So have to celebrate with them. So the schedule is going to look like this. This episode is on the songs, right? Top 43 songs, picked by Veer Von Wright in Grafikmetal. Then the next episode, which hopefully will come on this coming Sunday, will be on the art, right? The visual language, the marketing, the album art covers, of course, Vic Rattlehead, and all of that jazz. Then the next episode will be the daunting task of ranking all their albums. We'll first do it beforehand, then on next Friday we'll be doing our initial thoughts and review of the final studio album, and then we'll revisit the rankings down the road as far as factoring that in and having a lot more time. Then proceed to do the documentary series that people seem to respond well with Megadeth. We'll revisit and reimagine the art covers, obviously, potentially, and potentially other content. We'll see how this goes, right? Playing a little bit by ear. But nonetheless, here we go. This episode, we are going to rank the top 43 songs by Megadeth. Now, why the number 43? Well, you do the math. It's not that hard to figure this out. 43 years is essentially the embodiment of the band Megadeth. Now, yes, Dave himself has been around before that, but this is as the marker, for Megadeth. It was never going to reach quite the 50, so it didn't really make sense to go with that number, and 43 just makes, logical sense. Who knows? Knowing the bastards are probably going to continue, and it's going to mess up this number, but it doesn't matter. And for your sake, the alternative was going to be do all of the songs, right? And then this would have been 4 times the length of or however long this episode is going to be. So, you know the drill, though. Beforehand, disclaimer, alert, warning, blah, blah, blah. Don't take this too seriously, right? This is my list, not your list or anyone else's list. This is my list with my emotional connection to this band, to the songs, and my perspective. That's it, right? We want to hear from you, though, right? We want to see what your thoughts are. This is, again, a community, right? We want to hear from you. Just saying, though, when we're going through this, you're going to disagree. That's the point. That's a good thing, right? How boring would it be if this list was exactly as you would expect, right? If it was literally like based on popularity or whatever, right? That would be boring as hell, right? What would be the point? So this is my list. I'm going to bring my reasonings and stories along with this and make this as entertaining as possible because, strap in. This is probably going to be a long episode. It is what it is. So let's get to it. Let's jump into the fire, so to speak. These are the top 43 Megadeth songs according to Grafikmetal. All right. Song number 43. we're gonna start where it all began, right? The first song Dave Mustaine ever wrote, "Jump in the Fire." Not Metallica. No. Before he joined Metallica, what was the band he was in before? Panic. The other guitarist, I believe, was Tom Quacky, I believe. Sadly, unfortunately, he passed away shortly after when they disbanded in, of course, a car crash, which took so many souls, especially at that time. And then, what was it? Bob Evans, I want to say, was the other one. Let's see, and then who's the other? Pat Volkas. Pat Volkas. So stay tuned to, because there's four songs, right, that Dave wrote in Panic before he even joined Metallica, and stay tuned to see if the other ones make it on this list in some capacity as well. But nonetheless, let's be honest though, "Jump in the Fire" is a Metallica song, right? For better or worse. No one associates it, obviously, with Megadeth. It's not even an official Megadeth song. It never has been. It's always been a Metallica song. So, going off the list and a nominee, but figured, let's bring up the very, very first song that Mustaine ever wrote. Not bad for a 16-year-old at that time in 1978, right? I want to say, if that's not, a sign of what was to become and what was going to be the legacy of Dave, I don't know what it would be, right? So, all right, let's move on, right? Number 43. Now that we have now a void, right? We got to fill it in with a true now number 43. So let's see. Gonna go with all right, actually, from the beginning to like a rising of the phoenix, from the fire, we're going to become a phoenix of today, right? So and much like the phoenix rising above a point of a big, takeaway in life, right, that we all have to go through is not giving a fuck, right? Not caring. Well, again, we're gonna revisit, this, but I feel like it's fitting and jumping ahead, right? I have a hard time believing that this is not going to be the song most remembered from the final and self-titled release coming next week, because let's be honest, it's not the best song. No, not saying that. But what I am saying is that it fits so well with one of the core types of songs that Dave and Megadeth always wrote. I like to think of it as like the punk thrasher with an attitude, right? Has some social commentary, obviously the human condition, right? Which is pretty much the embodiment of the lyrical message and tone branding of Megadeth. So I do feel like this is the song that best represents this album. I'd be shocked if this isn't the takeaway because of that reason, especially as like a big fuck you, to, still at this age, mid 60s, right? At this point, I feel like it's just like a celebration to everything that was, and even still is Megadeth. So gotta go with that. And actually, speaking of the song types, right? Like there's about 6 types of Megadeth songs, right? You have, the epics, or the songs with multi-layers or multi-songs within them, like the interchanging, elements that are consistently always, a part of a lot of the songs. Epics, right? Almost like prog-like. There's always been a little bit of prog, qualities to a lot of the thrash bands, right? But especially Megadeth, right? Then you have, just raw technical wizardry, right? Let's be honest. They like to show off, especially Dave, all right? Then you have the political, type songs, or the Ragers, or like the thought-provoking messages, the human condition, right? We really talked about. So either human condition or political thought, some kind of question or some kind of message that's injected into the focal point of the song, at least lyrically. Then you have the alternative rockers, right? The accessible songs that they would do, let's be honest, they would definitely do. It'd be an integral part, especially in the 90s and throughout, really, quite frankly. There's always a song or two. And then you have almost like the punk energy, right? We're going to get to this, but I always have felt like Dave and Megadeth has always gone really, really well with punk. The energy, the attitude, the feistiness, quite frankly, the complaining, right? So, yeah, it's just, but the energy, right? And of course, thrash and punk, they obviously, share a lot of similarities, right? So, so I don't care off of the most, the final album is going to be the representative for the number 43 slot of the ranked song. So let's get to it. Number 42. Now 42, best song. Let's see. Do I even want this song on the list? No, not really. But there's a rule, okay? Adding a rule. There has to be at least one song representative from every single album, right? We talked about the last one, and we'll fill that one in. I'm sure that song or other songs could jump up, right? But at the time being, just putting it at the end for the time being. Then number 42, okay. So, I mean, honestly, no matter how clever it was to add the numeral 13 inside the album name, this is not the best album, and this is about the only song even worthwhile talking about. Why? Because I think it look, you can't talk about Megadeth and not talk about the rival, right? And this song, which is the Deadly Nightshade. Yeah, man, what a song title. I mean, metal, Deadly Nightshade. Like, just in the bedroom and thinking about that. Oh man, good time. Anyways, the point is that the main riff, what does it make you think of? Well, it definitely makes you think of at least the more recent albums, where Hardwired or 72 Seasons by, Metallica. I mean, it's like, it's like the song that's not Shadows Fall, or insert any of the songs correctly. There's so many songs where I feel like there's that same kind of riff. And let's be honest, there's always been a lot of similarities to some, or pull, inspiration, so forth, from the two. So I feel like if there's going to be a song from that album, I'm picking that one for that reason mainly alone, right? All right, number 41, song 41. We Stay in the Night, for, and staying more recent, right? From the Sick, with the Dying and the Dead. Gonna go with Night Stalkers. Not the best, but it's here because of that. Well, it's got that speedy rhythm all the way through. The rare cameo, Ice-T, right? Not a lot of cameos or special guests in Megadeth's history, right? It's not that common. So this kind of adds an extra little flair to it. So gonna put that one here. Song 40, all right, number 40. From Black Hawk Down to a song that frankly makes no sense. But it has that, that classic human condition messaging that we talked about. You have this destructive nature, of substance abuse, right? An absolute killer ending with the blistering, fast-paced riffs and solos from, one hell of an epic crescendo. I mean, it's you could make a strong case that it's actually the fastest picking pace that Dave has ever played with from this song. I'm talking about Black Ice, right? From United Abominations. it's worth noting how many, Megadeth songs actually do this, where it feels like it just kind of like is going, and all of a sudden it just changes. It's like, whoa, I don't know if it's drugs that are talking or just the spirit, the animal within, right? But like, man, there's so many songs that start one way and end a completely different way. This is yet another one in that regard, and yeah, it's just it's really all about the ending, right? The ending is awesome. Plus, plus it's got the intro, the cough. The impersonation of a sweet leaf, right? Hence the correlation to the human condition of substance abuse, right? All right, number 39. This leads to back to his early days when, definitely was coughing a lot. The song that pretty much was synonymous with Dave, in particular in the beginning. Again, that first grouping of first 4 songs he wrote with Panic, but in this case, he also brought in and made an appearance with Metallica and their debut in Kill 'Em All, right? Which is, let's see, what is the actual song? Okay, so Mechanics, right, is the Megadeth version, but the song that we know it as from the Metallica side is what? Jump into Fire, right? 4 Horsemen. No, 4 Horsemen. What am I talking about? 4 Horsemen, right? It's 4 Horsemen. Of course, it's 4 Horsemen. Yeah. With that said, again, similar kind of reasons. Like I can't. Well, one, let's be honest, the original Mechanics is not as strong as the 4 Horsemen. And again, you can't not listen to that song and not think of the 4 Horsemen. So, yeah, it can't be that high as a result of that. All right, it's time to, to go to hell, literally. One of a few hidden treasures off of soundtracks. Look, the 90s movie soundtracks. Oh, man. For those who are not around at that time and didn't get to enjoy that, man, it was epic. Soundtracks and metal music just went hand in hand. It was such good, and they took their time, and they usually would write exclusives or use songs that they haven't, or bare minimum would be songs that they haven't used on other studio albums that made it a little bit more fresh and exciting and interesting and a reason to buy the freaking albums, right? So this one comes from, it's an underrated gem. It comes from the Bill and Ted's not excellent, but bogus journey in 1991, which is the sequel to Excellent Adventure. Besides it being just a cool, wicked song, it makes the list because, of being like actually a precursor to, like a precursor to what would become like the second wave or era of the band. It would define, their legacy in many ways, because the most popular era without question is the early 90s, with those albums selling the most, with a lot of the songs being the most well-known and most popular, the mid-tempo chugging or just playful grunge era, so to speak, which is, so it's Go to Hell is the track. It's kind of cool because reliving it back, I remember when first hearing it before, the iconic albums that would come after, I remember thinking to myself, as a kid, this is interesting. It's something a little bit different. I wonder if this was just a, one-off for the soundtrack, or if this was going to be something. And then, of course, as we come to find with the correlation with the Black Album, it just kind of fit within that era. But anyways, blah, 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 a soul to keep. The number track or song number 37. Yeah, what the fuck is this, right? It's the what the fuck is this? Like, it's one of the, the best lyrical moments. I always like that. Yeah, 37 is, to many, it's a classic, right? To me, it's nearly great. it's a duo song, right? It's that combination of literally two songs fused together. It is Good Morning Black Friday from Peace Sells, but Who's Buying in 86. Unlike other future, complex or epics, this one literally is two songs, right? It's just, it's straightforward. Even the title kind of makes it seem like that. It even has different theoretical meanings behind the different, parts of the song. With, feeling a failure, like coming down, the homicidal madman, right? Complex, right, is ultimately then what Black Friday represents. And it's also a tribute to my favorite day of the year. All right, track or song 36. Man, one of these things I'm gonna remember that song, not track, right? We're doing best songs list. Anyways, all right, song number 36. All right, here's a lie for you. This song has one of the worst intros ever. The song that in many ways is on here solely for the iconic drumming, that intro from Nick Menza. Okay, it's not really lying here. It's actually this is a strong chorus too. Let's be honest. It's got a very, very strong chorus. It's Trust off of Cryptic Writings, 1997. Song 35, Let the Torture Begin. One of the strongest songs with, awful lyrics. We don't get to say that often, but every now and again, he's got some terrible lyrics, right? Head Crusher from Endgame 2009. It's like if you just shut off your brain and just ignored the lyrics, then it'd be a great fucking badass song. But unfortunately, that's not an option, and the lyrics really kind of ruin it. Just saying. Otherwise, man, having his freaking riffs on that song are badass. All right, track or song 34. If all you ever want to do is live and die in fear, this would be the song for you. It's a self-titled track off of Dystopia in 2016. It's just a solid mid-tempo song. It's a chugger. It's got also a great story, right? That's where it moves up a little bit slightly because the story is stronger. I remember the fastest way to lose a war is to, how does it go? It goes, the fastest way to win a war is to lose it. I mean, how badass is that, right? It's funny how often Dave and Megadeth would forecast, right, what would become or just interesting social commentary, right? Okay, song 33. Back in the day when the system has failed, out in 2004. I remember when the album The System Has Failed come out. I mean, like everybody, right? It was a reawakening. It was a jolt in the system. It was so badly needed after coming off of 3 lackluster, pretty terrible albums, or at least by the eyes of most people at the time anyways. Most of the bands would go through that in the late 90s, but regardless, this happened with Megadeth too, but they made a quicker, faster return to form, and this was that album that really sparked that regeneration, the excitement of getting back into form. And this track, 7, back in the day, was a big part of the reason why. I mean, among the many songs, it's just like it really captured back the energy, the speed, the technical wizardry, the experimentation, the change of direction, the more complex-ish songs, rather than the straightforward alternative, accessible songs. This brought back a lot more of what we were expecting from Megadeth and what we end up getting then, therefore, most of the years to come. Okay, song 32. Surprise, you have been chosen. You've been chosen The question, though, is that are you willing to die for what you believe in? Are you? This is, the main message of song number 32. It's got, the relentless fast pace. It's almost like the battle cry, right? It's this day we fight, off of Endgame 2009. Again, it's just as vicious. Got that throat attack. It's intense. And yeah, it's battle cry, man. What can you like? Song 31. And it's not over until the fat lady sings. Another hidden gem, exclusive off of a soundtrack. Guidance from Demon Knight, part of the Tales from the Crypt franchise series. It's a song which still doesn't feel complete. It just doesn't. I will be the first to admit this. It was why probably it didn't make the Countdown to Extinction, which was written around during that time. It makes sense why it just didn't feel complete, and it still doesn't feel complete. However, it's underrated and it's so much potential. The evil acoustic guitar, the tone, the punishing riff, the mysterious lyrics, the great catchy melodies, and just the potential for being a really epic song. I mean, we're talking like double, even potentially triple in length here, as far as like the bare bones was there, the structure, the foundation was there. It could have really been just an absolutely killer song. So here's to the seven-headed beast and to a new earth, man. How cool is that? I want to know about the new earth. Do you want to know about the new earth? I want to know. All right. Song 30. From a potential to an actual epic ballad, we go a top 5 for most people out there. It's one of the most recognizable songs, especially in the earliest, days, with possibly the greatest crescendo riff of all time. It's In My Darkness, off of So Far So Good, So What, 1988, I believe. For most, again, it would be a lot higher. I mean, I would not be surprised if most people have it top 10, top 5, potentially even. And I have no qualms with it per se, but at the same time, honestly, don't try to understand it. This is one of those that even I'm puzzled by it. It seems like a song I would love, but for whatever reason, despite how many times I've tried to enjoy the song, I've listened to it so many times, and I do like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. It just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't hit me like a lot of the other songs. I mean, hey, it's still song 30. I mean, come on, right? All right. Number 29. Well, again, another technical wizardry kind of song, right? So, but what I may not understand the reason why that one is, but I do understand, this one. This one, I mean, hey, a great ballad needs a great intro, right? And so, and there's not many instrumental songs, like Megadeth never did that many, right? So there's not even that many to choose from. I felt like there has to be an instrumental, and without question, it is Into the Lungs of Hell. The first track, arguably the best way that any of the albums actually started. I love how quick it takes you right in. It takes you away from your world and into Megadeth's world. It immediately, sets the stage. You get there quickly. It's vibey. It's got the tone. It's got the environment. Again, it's got the guitar play, the skill involved, but it's just got that atmosphere, and I love it for that reason. All right, number 28. Right, all right. I guarantee you that this will not be on anyone's list. Guarantee you. It's less a song. I think there should be a disclaimer with this one. It's less a song and more of a concept, but it's the reason why I have it so high, because the concept is one of the coolest, best concepts that I feel like was written by Megadeth. I just, in this case, we're strapping in, right? We're flying off to go to a trip to Mars, right? and only to find out that, surprise, yeah, we're just going to destroy this planet too. Again, I love the fact that this is another classic example of a song that it has got the dual meaning, right? It's got the fact that like it is straightforward if you wanted to take it that way, and even in itself is just a badass song. Again, conceptually, I love that it tells a beginning, middle, and end all the way through. It's just a really, really well-conceived song that just happens to be music along the way. But I also think that it's just so playful in nature with the political, social commentary, the human condition, the planet condition, and so forth, that Dave loves to do with Megadeth. And I just feel like this song is just a remarkable way of really driving home some of the the feelings and subject matter that he likes talking about, right? But in a much more interesting way, right? I repeat, do not listen to this song as a song. More, think of it as like reading a sci-fi novel, right? And then you'll probably appreciate it a lot more. All right, number 27. I've said this for years. I said it earlier. Dave and Megadeth and punk just go hand in hand. Does it really, really, really freaking well. And so I felt like there has to be a song, a punkish song, even though I'm going to go with a cover, right? I'm going to go with a cover, but I feel like there's got to be a punk song, right? It just to me, I've actually been always a little bit disappointed that there wasn't a full-on exclusive only punk album by Megadeth, or at least Dave as a side project, something. I always want. There's been other side projects, right? I can think of a few, but I don't think there ever was like a punk one, a straight up complete, full-on punk one. Anyways, so the cover I'm gonna choose, like there's a few, right? But I like the feistiness of this one. I mean, obviously it's the iconic band Sex Pistols, and I love the rendition Problems. It's yet another one that's off of, it's not really found on, actually it's not even a soundtrack. Actually, this is one that is only available on the single, I believe, edition of Euthanasia, I want to say. Or no, not Euthanasia, Atulimo, off of Euthanasia. There's how many of the songs it could be. It's one of the singles off of Euthanasia. I know that for sure. I love the energy. We talked about the punk energy. I think it just gels so well with them. Number 26. I bet you forgot about this song. You may not even remember ever listening to this song. We talked about the rule. Right? How there has to be a representative of at least one song from every single album. And that means even Super Collider. Even that damn album has to have a song, right? So I think it may surprise you. Probably not an obvious pick by any stretch of the imagination. But look, we've talked about the easy listening alt rocker. So this is one of the better ones that gets completely overlooked because of the album that it's on. It's got an infectious, catchy chorus. And I love just the nature of it and the vibe. And again, it's a little bit more of a tonal different type of message than what we're used to, getting. So I like that change of pace. And again, the more deeper philosophical meaning behind it. It's Forget to Remember of a Super Collider 2013. God. Okay, song 25. We're here. It's time for the setting of the sun, right? To reflect now on the top 25 songs. But before we reveal, song 25, let me first introduce myself. I am a social disease. God damn, I love it. The other highly ignored album in the world. The world needs a hero, right? It's always overlooked as well for obvious reasons. But this is easily the standout track, unless you're talking about the wildly overrated ballad in Promises. What the hell people are thinking about it? You know how many people listen to that song, and I don't understand it. It's a terrible song. I mean, it's not a good song, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, but this song, on the other hand, I think we all would agree that this is a great song. It's the one highlight, the one bright spot. It's Dread and the Fugitive Mind. It's track, I want to say 9. And it goes through lots of different changes. Memorable drumming from Jimmy. I want to say it's Jimmy DeGrasso on this one. Then I think it is the revolving door. Sometimes gets a little bit confusing, but I'm pretty sure it's Jimmy. All right, yeah. It's a wickedly cool song, right? Song 24. So one thing, I started a band, and this is what I did. It's like this is like the autobiography. All right. I mean, hey, look, every band wants one of these songs, right? They try, right? But unless your name KMFDM, they've almost all failed. What is it? What's the song? Hell Murder One, right? I mean, is a perfect example. Again, if you're whenever you get a chance, you gotta, the rival, right? Just come on, right? But anyways, the point is that this song, oh man, this is an overlooked song. This song is freaking awesome. It's freaking badass, and again, it's just so cool because the only thing that doesn't make any sense is when elected to write it and when it came in, because it would be so fitting for this last album. It would have been perfect. I mean, can you imagine if this is the ending, the last song on the last album? Man, would that have been epic. But unfortunately, it's already been used. But when it did, it was badass, and it still is badass. It's Victory off of Euthanasia 1994. It's just so badass, so slick, the ability to be able to fuse all the songs, all the different lyrics from everything up to that point. Again, it's an autobiography, but at the same time, not only is it clever, but it's also just a badass song. It's just a really, really, really awesome and an excellent way to end an album. And again, that's the standard edition. That's how it ends. Then there's the bonus versions because then there's the other tracks, but you get the point. All right, song 23. Even this song, most overlook, which is kind of surprising because for God's sakes, it's named after the frickin' mascot. I don't know how this song is not bigger. It just doesn't get talked about enough. It's my personal favorite off of the debut album. It is Rattlehead. I love this freaking song. I wouldn't even have it higher if it wasn't for the fact that it's coming off of the debut, so the production is not there yet. They never actually did a remastering, really, or reworking of it. I don't know why they haven't done a reworking of it. I guess they're not remastering, but most don't even like the remastering. The balance is off. But as far as a reworking, I would have thought that they would have, but it doesn't change the fact this is just a badass song. The speed, the relentless nature of it. The only other knock on it is that basically, for all intents and purposes, is again, Dave's answer to Whiplash. It basically is, right? So, but nonetheless, great freaking song. Number 22. You can't talk Megadeth without this song. You just can't do it. In fact, it's the first song I ever heard from the band. And despite that, I have to, despite it being one of the coolest, just conceptual songs, without question. It's iconic in nature. By no means is it the best song. Yes, best conceptually, and even lyrically potentially, and it's wickedly cool, but I don't know if I would say that it's an unbelievable song as far as songwriting is concerned, as far as what comes with it, the other intangibles. But, again, this concept it's amazing. It's Peace Sells, right? Self-titled, the title track off of A Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? 1986. Again, can't think of, I bet you anything, most people, it's like the first song you even think of, even with some of the other songs we'll get to. But anyways, number 21. Okay, 21. Despite Megadeth being an angry metal band, I think it's safe to say that there are many times where they have some fun. They get a little bit gentle on you. They get a little soft, right? Ish, right? 21. Gonna go with Bullet to the Brain. Again, another surprise here. I bet you anything is on most people's lists. But I just love the playful nature to it. You'll know exactly what I mean if you revisit and re-listen to the song. You'll know exactly what I mean. It's just I love the change of direction. We talk about this all the time. That's an iconic element to Megadeth songs. I love that it keeps you on your edge of your toes. You're trying to figure out, it's got the mysterious nature to the lyrics. It's got multiple different meanings behind it. The sequential rants, right? Rants. You gotta love Dave's rants. The whining, the bickering, right? It almost sounds like a fight. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But otherwise, it's pretty random as far as songs go. All right, number 20. Speaking of fun, no song of theirs is more fun than the wicked Rekrita off of Rust in Peace. Am I even saying this? I'm not going to take the time to remember. You're gonna let me know. Lakrita. I don't know. That's how I always pronunciate it. I'm sure it's not even correct. But Rust in Peace. It's just so infectious. Frickin' the groove, man. The groovy nature to it. It's just man. It's like hey, actually, here's to the rocking chair. Right? I love it. Feels like a rocking chair. It's one of the only songs of theirs that makes you want to just get up and dance. I'm gonna turn on some light here. I don't know if this is even gonna do anything, but we'll see. I love the infectious groove. It's just so cool. All right, what are we on now? We're on 19. We're on 19, right? All right, we're on 19. All right. We're all addicted to ourselves, aren't we? Yeah. At least one point of our life, right? We have to, right? It's our life, all right? And you know what? I bet you're all thinking, at least at one point or another, life is freaking hell. It's a bitch. Yeah. Song 19, Life in Hell, the sick, the dying, and the dead, 2022. It's just devastating. It's punishing. It's relentless. The speed. It's wicked, man. It's a great song. It's a great song. Number 18. Yeah, another song that's here because of its groove and its distinct personality. It's the roboticized. Well, it's part bionic, part organic. It's Psychotron from Countdown to Extinction. Yeah, it's just cool, man. It's just it was a different type of song at the time. Now it would be like kind of repetitive as hell, but at the time it had something different. The rhythmic nature to it. It was just the production of it, right? The extra layers. It was a wickedly cool song, man. I love it. Number 17. In another, again, just another one that's not going to be on anybody else's list. I would put my money on it that this is not going to make it on anyone else's list at all. Anyone out there, I'd be shocked. It's essentially the only time they just kicked off the shoes Footloose style and just let loose, right? Had some relaxing fun, just rocking out with their underwear in the shag carpet. It's so infectious, though. I just love the bluesy nature. That's the key, Don't always get the slower, the mid-tempo, but the bluesy rocker. Don't get that often with Megadeth, Inspiration for sure, but not straightforward blues rocking song. And because of that, I'm putting it here, and I'm putting it that high because in a collective catalog, this one just really is that much different from the rest, and that's exactly the reason why it's such an important song to me. It is 7 off of Risk, 1999. Again, another song to dance to. Number 16. Another one kind of that you can. We all know this one, and we're all going to have this one on the list. It's a live staple. It's one of the most celebrated. It's also like one of the most like Maiden-esque, or I should say the British new wave of British heavy metal style, right? It's the iconic Tornado of Souls from Rust in Peace, 1990. I mean, the song is almost basically impossible not to have on the list. Again, another one that easily could be higher, but for whatever reason, I've listened to it so many times, maybe it just, something feels slightly a little bit off about it. Maybe it's just because I've listened to it so many times. I don't know what to tell you. Song number 17. No, we're on number 15. We're on number 15 now. 15. Cryptic Writings is also not, most people's favorites, but I mean, it did have a track. It's interesting. This song is interesting because, when it first was released, right? The song, no one really thought much of it. I know I didn't. I don't think most people did. It didn't get talked about much, but this was a grower. This song, I think, is probably the most interesting song as far as its evolution, as far as popularity. It wasn't really much talked about, but then over the years, it just grew bigger and bigger and larger in life. I think it's, because it's got it's like a wicked love note, right? And I just think that it's got like a unique kind of mysterious vibe to it. Obviously, it's different in lyrics, which I think helps significantly too, I think is another factor. But we're talking about She-Wolf, right? From Cryptic Writings, 1997. I think it really comes down to that. If I had to guess the reason why it's just grown in popularity, it's because, well, it is a badass song. It is. But lyrically, because, I mean, is there any other song that's, this mythological beast kind of love note type situation? Like, I don't think so, right? So as a result of that, I think it gets elevated. Plus, they started playing it a lot live. I think that was another factor. Okay, we're 14. Ah, man. The song that should be changed to Trump, or any tyrant for that matter, past, present, future. It's, it is the most popular song of theirs by quite a large margin. No song has been played more than this song by Megadeth. But of course, I get it. For most people, a lot of people, it could be number one. I'm sure for a lot of people out there, it would be number one. But if you may, I'm gonna explain myself as to why I don't have it number one. It's a great song. Again, similar to Peace Sells or even Tornado of Souls. Like, it is an epic fucking song. No denying that. However, I don't know. It just maybe it really is just the fact that, like, you can't go anywhere without hearing the song. I've heard it so many freaking times that, and despite the fact that actually, it really does have an infectious riff. It has a memorable, iconic, chorus. It has a relatable message that is held up within the test of time. You can't go anywhere without hearing the song. I don't. It's a little simple, right? It's a little straightforward. So maybe that's another reason why I don't have it always so high. I guess I thought I would have a good reason, to be honest. I thought it would come to me, but nothing's coming to me other than just to say that I guess it just gets chalked up to the fact that I've heard it so many times. I mean, who doesn't? It's just. Anyways, I'm going off tangent. I'm gonna stop this embarrassment. All right. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time wanting to reveal this song. I don't know why. I guess it's because it's like, I know I can already hear the comments. It's gonna get blasted by the fact of having it this early on the ranking. Anyways, it's Symphony of Destruction, of course. Symphony of Destruction. Countdown to Extinction 92. We know it. We all love it. It's great. But anyways, number 13. Equally as infectious. I do believe that. I believe this song is just as infectious. It also has a great mid-tempo. It's got, a great, chorus. Easily digestible. It's one of the easy listening ones. But yeah, it's catchy. It hits home. But this one gets elevated because of its story. Not saying that Symphony of Destruction does not have a great message, because it really, really does. But this one is equally but one that rarely gets talked about, especially not for a metal band. And I just think it's so clever, the buried message that is otherwise not obvious, but if you think about it deeper, it's like, oh, whoa, that's a deep subject matter. And one that, quite frankly, should get talked about more often, actually. But regardless, we're talking about Family Tree off of Euthanasia, 1994. Fairly popular song, but not even on that album. I don't think it gets talked about enough. I think that's where Dave and Megadeth is at his best, is the playful, the psychological, human condition, and the multi-layers that come with it, whether it is through the songs and the technical aspects, or in this case, the lyrics, right? Number 12, there is no expecting pain. We all know it. It's gonna happen. It's life. Life is painful. And song 12 is easily probably their most recognizable intro song, right? It's intro song wise. It's the punishing, relentless, just it balls to the wall, like let's quickly get there, let's quickly get to what this album's all about. It's Skin on My Teeth off of A Countdown to Extinction, also 1992. It's just fast, it's supercharged, it just immediately gets you going. That's what makes it such a great, intro song. Into number 11. It's another of the mid-tempo classics with a memorable chorus, a lot of chugging, a lot of background as far as the meaning. But in this case, actually speaking of background, this one gets elevated because the background vocals. Not a lot of background vocals on a lot of Megadeth songs. It just doesn't happen all that often. Yes, sometimes you get the spoken word of Dave, but you don't get that often, true background vocals. But you do on this one, and it's the reason why I think I elevate it a little bit higher. It is. It's also very mysterious song, which a lot of the songs are, right? So that's not that much of a surprise. But and it's also relatively simple. But the background vocal, especially in the chorus, just really makes it stand out. It's Elysian Fields. It's my personal favorite track off of Euthanasia, 1994. We're on the 10. We're on the top 10. When doing a best of list, everyone deserves to have a guilty pleasure song. Everyone. And this one is my guilty pleasure song, or at least one of them. And I honestly, I don't care what anybody else thinks. It's not going to be on anyone's list either again. But this one is for me. This one is just, I love this frickin' song. I've listened to it so many times. I sing along. It just gets me in a good mood. This is one of those songs I love listening to when I'm struggling, or when I psychologically need a pick-me-up, so to speak. This is my pick-me-up song. It is Breadline off of Risk, 1999. Everyone ignores it except me. I can't ignore the melodic sing-along catchiness to it. And again, it's unique. I think when I do lists, especially when you get into nitpicky range, I find myself elevating songs that when you look at the entire landscape of a catalog, these songs are memorable because they're a little bit different. I'm not saying they don't have accessible songs, easy listening songs, but this one is next level, right? This is probably the most radio friendly song that they probably have, in their entirety. All right. Let the hatred begin. I can already anticipate, man. All right. Number 9. I can't push hard enough. I can't get high enough. I also can't keep this one down enough. It's another super catchy, melodic, this one's a little bit more complex though than the other ones, which I think is why I elevate slightly higher of the accessible rockers. It's Die dead, enough from the system has failed, 2004, and now I feel alive. You know, I feel more alive. This is, again, similar to Breadline, where it's a pick me up. This is another one that every single time I listen to it, just makes me feel good. That's what you want on a song, right? I think it's a safe feeling to want to have. Number 8. What do most of the rest of these all have in common? Well, they're not just great songs, right? All of these are great songs, but these ones are extremely gifted, like more complex. Just they're like brilliant works of art. These are the type of songs that could be, and quite frankly should be, added to the Musical Congress Library, right? Or the Congress Library of Musical Library of Congress. Is that what it is? Anyways, it's just these are larger than life songs. They're not just they're bringing extra something more to the table. They're just more. There's more oomph to them. And it begins with this one that's also slightly under or overlooked because of the album that it's on. It's the wickedly enchanting ancient 5 Magics from Rust in Peace, 1990. On almost every level, this one stands out. There's no other song like it. From the way it sounds, the way that it acts, its rhythmic nature, and the lyrics. Again, when else has he talked about magic? Right? Like the mythical nature of that. It's like it's just give me alchemy, give me wizardry, give me sorcery. I mean, it's just also clever, man. It's just interesting. It's so exciting. But the song itself is so different. Not just for Megadeth, but also just metal in general. And again, it's an epic, right? What you see, what you hear on the beginning is not how it ends, right? And speaking of that, number 7, it's possible I've seen too much, but before let's rewind. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's back to the beginning. Okay, remember I mentioned that there were 4 songs that Dave wrote as a teenager with Panic before he even joined Metallica, right? Well, this is another of those songs. It was originally called N2RHQ, but you know it as Hangar 18. It's one of the many reasons why the album, Rust in Peace, is regarded as the greatest metal album of all time, or at least best thrash album of all time. It's complex, it's technical, it's mysterious. The song, I would say that this is the song most loved by the musicians out there, right? I would think so. Number 6, the Quiet War begins here. And our future tells a truth about the past. Right? I think that's how it goes. Our future tells a truth about the past. Yeah. The Nostradamus, nature of Dave and Megadeth, right? It continues here. This song may represent, this the most. And why, quite frankly, so I think this is a perfect segue into announcing, my coin term I've always given to the band. It's the bitter Nostradamus thrashers. Or a lot of times I just shorten to say the bitter thrashers. I don't know when I came up with it a long time ago, but I just feel like, man, that's Dave Megadeth for you. All right. And this song fits that vibe perfectly. It's Washington's Next off of United Abominations in 2007.
it's a song that honestly just gets bonus points because of its story and its ability to jam so much of a pretty extensive story in such a relatively slow song. I mean, yeah, it's 5 minutes, but when you listen to it, man, it feels like a novel, right? And a warning, right? And it's just like I really love the nature of it that comes with it. I feel like it reminds me a lot of why I love Coma. Guns N' Roses, right? It's kind of similar because it's just the relentless nature of the marriage of just really catchy, clever, interesting storytelling mixed with a fast-paced, tempo for, becoming a metal song. And I just love that nature. Even the ending, like the last note just ends so perfectly, which is also different. That's the other thing I love about this song. Unlike, say, Hangar 18, because they're similar in nature, right? But Hangar 18 does the classic move where it picks up pace and it ends with a big, finale that way, with speed, with pace. But Washington's Next is the opposite, which I love because of that change of direction, the difference is something unique, something different. I love that about that. Number 5, top 5, okay. The song, more than any other song, in my opinion, is just flawless. It's perfect. I wouldn't touch a damn thing about it. Yet it also gets highly overlooked, and it just doesn't get a lot of attention, which is a shame because it's a remarkable, remarkable song. It's epic. It's memorable. It's unique for the band. Again, common theme here with the top ones here. It's just a well constructed, conceived song, beginning, middle, and end. It's perfect. It is the poisonous shadow off of Dystopia 2016. I can always feel her watching me. It's also mysterious, right? It's just such a great freaking song. A little bit slower, right? But it's different, which is valuable. All right. In honor of, the big 4, right? Any of the top 4. You can ask me any different time of day, let alone, any minute. And I may change the order of these 4. You can't go wrong with any of these 4. For others, there might be others, but I feel like these 4, you can't go wrong with them. I'm fine with any of these 4 being number 1 and so forth. I'm good with all of them. So from a Ghost to the greatest thrash song ever written in the eyes of many people. In fact, I would put my money that this is the song that on most people's ranked list, this would be number 1 on most people's. But let me explain why I have it here, at least today. Because undoubtedly, I for better or worse, not even also saying that it too is not a perfectly conceived song, beginning, middle, and end. However, I find myself over the years, I have skipped the middle 2 minutes. I've listened to the first 2 minutes and then the last 2 minutes and skipped the middle 2 minutes a lot. And a big part of it is because of the reason why we'll get to. I mean, basically, this song became my what is it when in it's I'm trying to think of what is the way that they call it. They call it like the intro song or the pump me up song, the vibe song or the song, the hype song. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. The hype. Yeah. So my hype, 2 minutes. So, I mean, hey, I was an athlete, played a ton of games. And right before a game, for the longest time, this was one of my hype songs, more specifically the last 2 minutes, which I believe the last 2 minutes of this song, without question, is one of the greatest moments in music, definitely metal history, without question. I don't think that is even up for debate. It is the iconic Holy Wars, The Punishment is Due off of Rust in Peace 1990. There's nothing that needs to be said about this song. Nothing. It's godly. All right. Number 3. So, maybe bitter. I mentioned, I've always coined, a bitter thrasher. Maybe that's a little too harsh. Yeah, I should lighten up and say, angry instead. Well, this one is, slightly less a guilty pleasure because it is very popular, but it is a simpler conceived song. So this is the one oddball. This is the one oddball in the top, collection, because the other ones get nominated because, or moved up so high, because not only they're great, catchy songs, but they also are very well conceived structural songs or just unique songs. This one, on the other hand, is straightforward, straight to the point, but it's as infectious and as badass as you can get. It is angry again. It's another one that's off a soundtrack exclusively, not on any other of the album, not on any of the albums. It's like their Stairway to Heaven, basically. In this case, it comes from Last Action Hero, that soundtrack in 1993. Now, the interesting thing with this song, pretty badass, because the story goes is that Dave wrote it, half asleep, wasted off his ass, still hung over in one frickin' day. It was just a timing situation from what it's been described as, and he kind of got thrown in and had to write a song quickly for the upcoming big blockbuster movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember, this was supposed to be a big deal. Hence why the soundtrack really, they spent a lot of money. This is one of the most iconic metal soundtracks. Last Action Hero is a badass, soundtrack. I mean, Poison My Eyes, Anthrax, holy crap, is that one of their best songs. And yet, again, same thing, exclusive to the soundtrack. The days when soundtracks were really, really, sought after and really pursued and really thought through. But again, Arnold Schwarzenegger was just coming off of Terminator 2. So like sky high. This was really a mega blockbuster. It didn't end up actually working out that way. Yes, the movie would wind up actually becoming a huge, huge cult classic as the years went on. But at the time, it was a little bit of a letdown. But soundtrack was not a letdown. Soundtrack was amazing. And this is one of the songs off of it. Angry Again. It's just a bad ass song. You oftentimes, when I just don't even think, I think about it too hard, and somebody says Megadeth favorite song, this one just comes to mind just immediately. I just start singing to it. It's just so freaking catchy. The chorus is just legendary, and it's just crazy to think of how short and quick he wrote the song. It's just amazing. It's a tribute to the talent of all the members of Megadeth, but obviously particularly Dave. All right, number 2. We're getting there. We're getting close. Are you sweating yet? This is their coolest freaking song. In my eyes, this is their coolest song. Even cooler than Angry Again. Angry Again is badass. But this one is just wickedly cool. This is the coolest, most unusual song in their catalog, and that's why it got moved up to this high at this time around, because this time when I was doing it, I was really trying to, comprehend that aspect and really bring that into the fold. And so this one is just, oh man, it's just so freaking wickedly badass. It's metal's answer to Deadpool's, fourth wall banter, right? The evil nature that comes with it. It's sweating bullets. Countdown to Extinction, 1992. Look, I've been enjoying talking to myself, but, it's time to reveal song number 1. We're here. All right. Have you figured it out yet? I mean, you've probably figured it out by now, right? I would think so. Well, if you haven't, your time is up. It's time for the ashes to anoint the serpent. You know its name. You call the name all the time. The devil is here, motherfuckers. It's The Conjuring. Peace sells, but who's buying? 1986. The riff at, 255 is arguably my favorite riff in metal history. I love everything about this song, the song structure, the wickedness, the mysterious nature to it. It's like almost mythologically larger than life. The nature, the essence to it, it's just rotten to its core. It's kind of like I Am Evil. It's like it's I Am Evil basically. And yeah, the freaking riffing, man, the riffing, and the riffing. That was it. That was the top 43 Megadeth songs for the 43 years in their badass career. It's just been one hell of a career. I can't wait to keep this going. Stay tuned because we got then the album art covers and just the art. Vic, Rowhead, and just the visual nature to it. Going to rank them, and then the ranking the albums. We're going to give you the early reaction thoughts to the last album next Friday, and then we're going to keep going from there. We're going to see how this goes. Maybe we'll get to the documentary. Maybe we will reimagine the art covers. Don't know yet everything, but I feel blessed, right, to be at a place where I can, present my thoughts and celebrate with all you out there of this just amazing band and the amazing career. Again, this isn't just about Dave, right? There's been so many incredible musicians that have played along with Megadeth. And yeah, we want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I want to know what's your top song? What's your top 10, whatever. What's missing from this list what's your guilty pleasure song? The song that most people don't, have on there. Again, let's focus on the songs for this episode as far as comments go, because we'll get to the other one soon. But yeah, I can't wait to see where this goes. Until then, you know the drill. I'm Veer Von Wright. You've been watching Grafikmetal. Cheers. Keep on rocking.